Hey guys, good morning. Today I want to talk about making appointments with yourself. So we all have a schedule. Well, most people have a schedule, and you have appointments. If you work for a company, you got to be there at a certain time, and then you have meetings about meetings. I mean, trust me, I worked for companies when I was younger, and even when I had a company, got into this meetings about meetings thing. But anyway, if you had a meeting today at 10 o'clock with your team, you're probably going to make that meeting and you're going to sit through the meeting and you're going to do whatever it is that you have to do in that meeting and you will block off that meeting. And if other people say, hey, at 10 o'clock today, can we do this? You can't do it because you have that meeting. And if you want to work on a project, you can't do it at 10 o'clock because you have a meeting. Well, one of the things I learned when I was actually an accountant in my early 20s that was really good for me, I don't know if somebody taught it to me or just kind of figured it out, was I made appointments with myself to work on certain projects. So, like for instance, today I had the whole middle of my day scheduled for something which got rescheduled. So then what I did was instead of going, well, what am I going to do for 6 hours or let me just hang around for 6 hours? I took projects that I know I want to work on and I threw them in those slots. And now I made appointments with myself to work on them. So I know that, and these are just, there's nobody there but yourself. But you hold the meeting like anyone would hold the meeting. Like, so if you were to call me at like 9:30, if you said today, hey, can we meet at 9:30? I can't meet you at 9:30. And it's not because I have a meeting with somebody else or I'm doing something with my kids or my wife. It's because I have an appointment with myself to work on a project. And that's how I get projects done. I make appointments with myself and I keep them. The key is to keep them because what some people will do when I give them this advice is they'll make those appointments, but then as soon as anything comes up, they just move those appointments. They're like, oh, well, I don't, that's only with me. I can move it. Or you let somebody else slip in that time slot. You know, you need to, for things that are important for you to work on, like even things of contemplation. Like I have time slots for contemplating things. Did you ever, sit there and you say, hey, I want to work on my, we're now a month into 2025 and you want to work on your 2025 goals. Let's say that was last year. Well, I made appointments with myself to work on those, to contemplate them, to think about them. And first off, that's another thing. I make appointments with myself to contemplate things that I'm trying to solve. And this might sound crazy to some of you, but let's say you have a challenge and you want to solve it instead of like thinking about it all through the day and while you have other thoughts and this, that, and the other thing. I I feel so much more relieved to say, okay, tomorrow between 10 and 11, I'm going to contemplate a solution for this thing, right? And what I do is I turn my phone off or put it down and I take it really never you never need more than 30 minutes on this, but 30 minutes, well, I put an hour, but 30 minutes of uninterrupted thinking about how to solve a challenge, you're going to have a million things come to your mind and you write them down. And I almost always find a solution when I put these contemplate something. So if you're trying to accomplish tasks and you can't find the time, make an appointment with yourself, hold that appointment. And if you're trying to solve some challenges, make an appointment with yourself to solve that challenge. And then you would have to make a follow-up. So, you came up with a plan to solve the challenge. Then you make an appointment to execute the plan. But what it does is also relieves me from, you know what, today I don't need to think about this challenge. That challenge I'm going to work on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to keep that commitment to work on it and I'll get it solved. So, hope that helps you guys. It's a little scheduling trick that I have that has really helped me over the years. So make appointments with yourself and keep them. Have the best day of your life, guys.